Mathew Fisher on the fishbowl. Two fishes swimming in the sea.
It's a beautiful thing. How you doing?
I'm good. We are at Grossfest 2018.
Yeah. First year, first annual Grossfest.
Awesome. I'm liking it so far. We're out in Washington, PA.
Yeah.
At what is it? The George Washington Hotel.
Hotel, yeah.
Yeah. Nice place here. It's very like old school.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, shout out to Tim, Tom, and Terrence for putting on this event. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for having us out.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about some upcoming films you have.
Well, right now, today, we're pushing two films. We have my latest feature film, a dark comedy called DJ Stan the Man. It's about a wedding, a DJ that was back in the 90s, was like a really hotshot DJ. Everybody was going to see him in the club. But now we jump to the future, and he just does weddings, but in his head he still thinks he's a rock star. And he has like a crew of misfits that work with him that all fight and do all types of crazy shenanigans. The other film that we have is a film called Groundhog, which is a holiday-themed slasher film written and directed by David McDonough, produced by myself. That's a lot of blood and guts, big, It was made in the vein of like those 80s horror movies that you can watch along with, and you get your gore, but you can also laugh with it and, get some fun out of it too.
My favorite types of 80s horror movies.
Yeah. So we're pushing that, and we're getting ready, when we get back from this, we're getting ready to start up my next feature, which is The Wicked Hollows. More of a ghost story type horror film, you know what I mean? More like serious, I guess you would call it, more than a fun type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, on a side note, what are some of your favorite films?
My favorite films within the horror genre, we'll say. The Shining, I think, is like a godly horror movie. The Exorcist. These are all films that everybody will probably go to. Maybe some obscure films would be like Night of the Creeps. I love Night of the Creeps. I can speak for Dave, who's not here right now, but he's a gigantic Neon Maniacs fan. Let me see here. Yeah, the Frank Henenlotter films are really good. Everybody, Carpenter's awesome, like one of the best. Sam Raimi, all his films. You can go on and on. That's the funny thing about the questions is like there's so many good ones out there.
Right.
The Romero films were in Pennsylvania. You can't not mention.
I'll give you a little bit of movie. I guess. Not trivia, but insight here.
Yeah.
Especially since we're in Pittsburgh, the home of Romero. Funny story, I actually have George Romero's desk.
Really? How'd you get that?
My mom went to an estate sale that happened to be Christine Romero's house.
Okay.
And she was like, her and George had just like divorced.
Yeah.
And she was like selling off like all this memorabilia, like T-shirts, action figures, posters, like anything you can imagine that was like saved up over the years from all of George's films were like in this house. And I was starting Point Park for screenwriting, and I needed a new desk. And my mom went to this estate sale that wasn't also very well like publicized in the paper, and I was at work, and she texted me. She's like, "You'll never guess whose desk I got you." And I'm like, "Well, is this like a trick question? Like, how am I supposed to know who?" And she said George Romero. I literally like dropped my phone, went to all my coworkers because I was working at the Exchange at the time, which is a big like music, movie, like record store. And
I've heard of the Exchange.
I told all my coworkers, who were like, this one girl who's like a huge like living dead girl. She's like, "I fucking hate you." I'm like,
it's just
you're
jealousy,
right. But I actually found out from Michael Gornick, who you can expect the interview in a couple weeks. I found out that not only was this George's desk that he wrote, countless screenplays on, but I found out that it also happens to be the desk where Stephen King started writing It.
Wow.
Um,
See, See, that's history.
That's history right
great,
there.
Yeah.
You know, I have what I like to call like a magic desk.
Yeah, well, I
You
would
know.
agree with that. Yeah, that is definitely.
There's just a lot of aura
Yeah.
in that desk, and I literally feel it like every time I go to write, you know, whatever project or.
Have you took the drawers out and checked every nook and cranny for like little notes left behind or something?
I looked in everything,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single drawer when it arrived at the
Yeah.
house. It was completely empty.
Yeah.
But I feel like it wasn't empty because, you know, the thing
The
that you
memories
can't
are still
see,
there,
the
yeah.
memory and the imprints of, you know, George and King working on that desk is
Yeah.
there, and it's my like driving force for saying, you
Yeah.
know, continue to do it. It will happen.
Yeah, they sat there and they pounded out some great work. So like, yeah, the aura's there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's cool. I dig that. I'm jealous. If you ever want to get rid of it, I'll take it.
You know, a lot of people have said that to me, and I'm like, never happening.
We drove 10 hours to get here. I'll drive another 10 to get that desk. Yeah.
The desk is sticking with me, and
Yeah.
it's being handed down to the
Rightfully
next
so.
fish,
Yeah.
you know, in
Well,
the
I'm a fisher
bloodline.
too, so there you go. You know.
I want to say probably like the fish
The bloodline.
bloodline.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. But yeah, that's cool. I wish I had something cool like that from somebody. Yeah. No, I don't have anything good like that. No, but
I also just wanted to comment real
Yeah.
quick. Night of the Creeps.
yeah,
That is one of my all-time, and I think really underrated
It is,
horror
yeah.
movies from the 80s.
Right.
I had the pleasure of interviewing Tom Atkins for my radio show when I
Right.
was at Point Park.
Yeah.
And I have his number in my phone, so I could theoretically, like, you know, call up Tom and be like, Tom, what's going on?
Let's
Sam
call
Fisch
Tom
here.
up. I met Tom a few years back at a convention over in Massachusetts, and he's a sweetheart. I actually talked to him about doing a film, but years have passed. I don't know if he's doing much acting anymore.
Yeah, he's
I
getting
think
kind
he's
of up there.
retiring out a little bit,
Yeah.
but he's an icon. So like,
Right.
you know, his mark's been made. You know what I mean? But yeah. Tom Atkins, we were just at a convention like a month ago with Jason Lively, and he was a cool dude. He was talking about some Night of the Creeps stuff. But yeah, like Night of the Creeps is super underrated. It did kind of get a remake with James Gunn's Slither.
Right, Slither.
You know what I mean?
Which I think is equally as like
Yeah.
weird and underrated.
It is. People don't like what I say, but I think Slither is James Gunn's best movie.
So do I.
far, yeah.
So do I.
And people don't like that because of the Guardians movies, you know
I'm
what I
like,
mean?
Guardians Schmardians,
Yeah.
man. It's Slither.
Right. Like, that's the thing, and like that was kind of around the time where he kind of popped off into a bigger place. But yeah, like that's the closest thing we've gotten to a remake of it.
Right.
Which is good because they shouldn't be like remake. They should, like when it comes to remakes, they probably should be remaking these more obscure movies.
Right, right.
But it's yeah, Night of the Creeps is classic. I could go for Fred Decker's like back in Hollywood. He wrote the Predator movie.
Co-wrote the Predator, yeah.
So like you never know.
Right.
I always wanted to do a Monster Squad remake myself when I was like younger, but because it would be great now. You look at Stranger Things and stuff
Right,
like that. So it'd be a huge. It would work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like all the Spielberg movies where like the main characters are like 12-year-old kids and stuff. Like that's big right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think they should tap into that, and you know that's bringing it back to like a scary element of like somebody that would do something to a kid. You know what I mean? Like in Friday the 13th, 6, I believe it was, with the kids, and like there's a whole element. Like a lot of the shots of him just in the window and stuff with the kids sleeping.
Right.
Like, it's scarier because it's like, well, he could just go in there and kill them.
Right.
He doesn't, but always, whenever you add kids to it, there's always like a weird element to it.
Definitely.
It makes it more creepier.
Definitely. And I just have to throw in real quick.
Yeah.
The Fishbowl's next interview that should be posted in hopefully a week or two is actually with Tom Mathews.
Oh, okay.
From Return of the Living Dead,
and
Part
Return.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He's another actor that, you know, he did those. It'd be cool to see him popping up in a lot more movies because having his hand in those films. Those are big, you know, genre films.
Right.
So it's cool, and with like the resurfacing, you'll see a lot of like older horror actors and stuff will resurface with the conventions and stuff.
Right.
So I'm glad. It always makes me happy to see these people getting the respect and being able to see a group of people that love them and like really appreciate their work. From yesterday, because yesterday's past, because they probably didn't get that when it came out.
Right.
They probably looked at it as cheap horror. You know what I mean? They didn't know like the culture that it was going to become. So it's good to see everybody kind of getting their props now.
Definitely. Well, do you have any other upcoming projects to promote?
My next feature is called The Wicked Hollows. If anybody's on Facebook, they can check out the Boombastic Films page, BOOMBASTIC Films. And I run it, but we have multiple directors for it. Like Dave was in the other room, like he directed his Groundhog film for us, and he's got something developing for I think in like 2 years he's going to do that. But yeah, we always check out the page because we're always doing something. We've been doing a lot of collaborations with Tony Newton over in the UK, and there's anthology films. We've been doing these segments, like 5 to 7 minute segments, and you chop them up and put them in other ones, which is cool. It's all about kind of getting out there and try and make your reach as far as possible to like touch the people in a positive way. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Definitely. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, man.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Thank you.